I have lost an incredible amount of money day trading stocks.
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
We're gonna go over how I started, what I learned from my big losses, and why trading sounds so easy, but is actually quite difficult. Before we start, just wanna quickly clarify, I haven't only lost money, I've also made some too, but winning didn't teach me nearly as much as losing did, and since I don't have a course to sell or anything, I'm not here to flaunt my big wins, only share my lessons. Many years ago, I was young and naive. When going for a run with a friend, he told me about stocks and showed me how he made $80 from his cell phone within a few minutes. Me being the money-hungry, broke, entrepreneurial-minded fellow that I was, this piqued my interest. But my friend just started out himself, so he wasn't in the position to guide me. Now, what was a young, aspiring OG to the game like myself to do? I researched as much as I could about the topic. But just like with most make money online fields, initially you're met with the people who have the highest budget allocated to marketing and not much value associated with it. So this initial research period did teach me something, but it wasn't nearly enough to succeed. Me overestimating myself though, I jump in the market anyway.
Oh, who gonna stop me? Who?
And I lost $4,000. After making back some of that money and realizing the stress associated with all this, I decided it wasn't for me and I just quit. I set my sights on a YouTube channel which I take really seriously and currently post very frequently on. Years later though, I actually coincidentally met someone who had some success in the field and was willing to help me out. Me being curious and all, I obviously took him up on that offer. Now, this connection I made didn't give me everything, but just enough so that I can go and research myself. Before I know it, I'm studying charts, tracking historical data, and backtesting variables, all in order to make a trading strategy. Something which I had never done before, by the way. After some diligent hard work, I was ready. The strategies worked, and they worked real well. I was making money I had never seen in my life. I'm talking what I'd make on YouTube in half a year, I was now making in a few hours.
I be flossing. I be flossing.
And it was coming fast. I could see the Lamborghini in the horizon.
New Lamborghini here.
Until one day, everything changed. All of a sudden, almost every single trade I was taking was now a loss. And I had no idea why. I had backtested hundreds of tickers spanning years. So I thought, surely that's enough data. So despite my results, I decided to stay stubborn and ultimately paid the price. Almost all the profit I had made, tens of thousands of dollars, was now just down the drain. At this point, I had no choice. I had to stop or I was gonna hit break even. Find out why. Why would several strategies I had been working on suddenly just stop working?
Your dick won't work, nothing will work.
The answer is market cycles. I haven't mentioned this before, but I trade small cap stocks. These are usually less than $10 per share and offer the kind of volatility that I'm looking for. They make up a very small part of the economy and behave differently from stocks like Amazon or Apple. What I had no idea about though is that market cycles from the big economy have a spillover effect to my small cap stocks as well. An example of this I can give is that during a weak cycle, even great stocks with solid fundamentals and great technical analysis will somehow just dump when they should spike. And the opposite is also true. Piece of turd stocks in strong cycles will somehow spike when they should dump. An analogy I can give about this is that market cycles are like the current of a fast-flowing river. When swimming against a current, even if you're a great swimmer, it would be really hard to get from point A to point B if that current is strong enough. And the opposite is also true. Even a horrible swimmer can get from point A to point B relatively fast if swimming with the current of the river. It's that kind of thing. After the pandemic hit and J-Pow cranked the money printer, it was the mother of all bull markets. And for day trading, bull markets have different strategies than bear markets. Bear markets are also far less common, so one can be trading for even 5 years and have no idea how to adapt to this sort of thing. After this artificial run-up, inflation was too high and needed to be tamed, which explains this year's economy. In my limited experience, I had never been through such a thing, so I saw no reason to change. All my statistics were gathered in the bull market after the pandemic, so that also furthered my bias. And having been through this experience taught me that I need to adapt. Keep the strategies for when the cycles favor them, and when they don't, just stay out. Looking back at this year, it's been really hard conditions to trade under. Cycles shift and they shift fast, so knowing when to get in and knowing when to stay out, which strategies to employ, has been tougher than ever. Trading can be treated as an art or a science. The people who trade by intuition, feel, and experience are called discretionary traders. Majority fit here. The people who trade with back-tested historical data and have many rigid, hard-set rules with minimal variance are called systematic traders. This style of trading can even be coded. I personally fit in this category. Now, really rarely is someone purely 100% one or the other, as a majority of time, people will be a mix of both to some degree. Discretionary trading is very hard to learn and teach.
A base plate of prefamulated amulite, surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing.
You may say a statement like, short when it shows signs of weakness, but what may look weak to one person may not look weak to another. For beginners, this is the absolute hardest thing to learn, unless someone is directly going through live examples every day for years to build that intuition. So now, imagine trying to teach something so subjective and intuitive to someone else. It's really hard to do. So even if a trading course is doing things properly and teaching the right things, it may still not work. Years of trial and error are still needed to develop the skills. I would say my trading is 80% systematic and 20% discretionary because I trust data a lot more than I do my intuition. Now, even if I gave someone all of my data, all of my strategies, and so on and so forth, that missing 20% would still make it very difficult for them to succeed. They would still need the years of practice and screen time. That's what makes it so hard. I wish it wasn't like that, but it really do be like that sometimes.
That's the game.
Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.